Oh, are we live?
We are live.
You know, we probably should have put this ring light on.
Oh, okay.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to the channel. Who's out there? You're on the Ron Yates Show. Special guest today is my brother. Got Kevin Yates on here.
What's up, everybody? Uh, Actually, I want to say thank you to everyone so far because I see that some people have gone over to my new channel
That's what's up.
and subscribed. So I appreciate that. The channel is called Are You Prepared for This? And over there, we're going to be covering food and water shortages, inflation and price increases across the board, across all markets, whether it relates to real estate, automobiles, um, food, tech, electronics,
Right.
everything and anything that is price increase, inflation related, and how to better prepare yourself and your finances for you and your family for all the surprises and future shutdowns and panic events that we have coming to us in the future. Not to be negative or anything like that, or any sort of like conspiracy or anything like that, but we have to realize that there will be a new event coming down the road, whether it's Ukraine and Russia, or it's higher interest rates from the Fed, or anything like that. There, it's coming. So what we want to do is we want to monitor it now. We want to follow the trends. We want to make projections and predictions, and we want to be prepared for them if and when they do occur. So you don't just get punched in the mouth. You have a plan. And as long as we can stay ahead of these things and stay on your plan, stay on your grind, keep making money, that's going to help in the long run. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, most of the things that we see that are affecting most of the middle class, working class individuals in our country boils down to money.
Yep. Yep. I mean, most people who were waiting on a stimulus check, many of their problems would be solved if that stimulus check were to arrive tonight or tomorrow morning. You know what I'm saying? So, they say, I think it depends on who you're listening to. They say, money's the root of all evil, but I disagree. I think more accurately put would be the lack of money is the root of all evil. I mean, think about it. If what burglars breaking into houses who's got like $2 million in their bank account, like it's just not happening. So, anyway.
You're right. And I think that it's like the drastic difference in money.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people, some people don't care. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how much money anybody else has.
Mm-hmm.
I would like more people to have more money just so that they don't have to be in a struggling situation.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, if everybody's on a level playing field, I'm not saying that we need to be, communists here. But if that weren't like a factor, then you wouldn't really have that evil. Really, you could take that out of it. Yeah, it's like the thing. It's like if everybody were blind, how would you? Who would you want to be friends with? Like you can't see them. You
Right.
can't see what they have, what they do, and things like that.
Yeah.
It would really be
It's like you're playing like like a living game of The Voice, like for the rest of your life. You're purely listening. You can't see.
right until you turn the chair around.
Yeah.
But before we go any further, again, thanks everybody for joining the live. I know this isn't my channel, but I do feel welcome and at home when I am here because you guys are so cool in the comments and everything. And like I said, already going to Are You Prepared for This, my new channel, and subscribing. I appreciate that. But if you don't mind, go ahead and give this live stream a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed to my brother's channel, Ron Yates, go ahead and subscribe. And we do want to see you in the comments. We're going to be hitting these comments.
Oh, we're gonna hit them. Matter of
And,
fact,
and,
go
and
ahead.
we're using this different platform that my brother, he doesn't use it often. He doesn't use it often. So we're using it. I'm going to tell him how to use it. But basically,
Is it plugged in?
you can, what you can do is you can star these.
Oh.
So let's star some. If you see them, just star
Okay.
them, and then we
Okay.
can go back to
Oh,
favorites later.
beautiful, beautiful.
All right, so
All right.
we're gonna do that.
Yeah, so we're gonna star all the comments that we need to come back to because sometimes we kind of might spend a little bit of time answering. Thank you so much. Can you turn it down just a little bit? We're working on our lighting situation here, just a little bit. Yeah. I think that's pretty good. What you think?
Good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I don't want to be looking into the sun directly. So, but yeah, so we're gonna go through and star several comments. So, guys, stick with the live. We're gonna try to get to as many questions as we can, and we're marking them so that we can come back to them. So, I'm just kind of starring them through right now. I just want to thank you guys so much for always showing love to the channel, love to me, love to my brother.
Yeah, appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah.
We wanted to give time for people to show up. Maybe they weren't on time, but everybody's here. And if not, you can rewind it and catch back up.
Yep.
But there's a financial crisis looming for working class, and inflation hits record highs. And this is really going to affect the middle class to working class. You know, those people who are actually, they need that check on Friday. They're waiting for it. It is paycheck to paycheck situation. They don't know where the next meal is coming from. Middle class families are bound to struggle paying the bills in 2022 with prices skyrocketing across the nation. These stats, you may have seen them before somewhere else, but I'm going to read them to you. And this is information that I have pulled from my research. 56% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense with their savings. Most Americans are still struggling to build solid savings accounts. According to a survey of more than 1,000 adults conducted by Bankrate, some 56% of Americans are unable to cover an unexpected $1,000 bill with savings. People are struggling.
Yeah, it's real. So, so the first question is what is hindering Americans from having that $1,000 to be able to fall back on?
Comment. I want to see in the comments, please, if you don't mind. And this is not to single anybody out or anything, but if you got hit with like an unexpected $1,000 expense,
Good question.
Tomorrow, would you be able to cover it? And would you be able to cover it with your own money? Because this bank rate survey that they conducted showed that 44% of Americans could cover it from their savings. 20% were going to have to charge it to a credit card and pay this back over time. 15% were going to have to pay the bill and cut other expenses to pay the bill. And 10% were going to borrow from family or friends. And 4% were going to take out a personal loan. So I'm just curious here of who's watching right now, who's in the live stream, who's participating, of how many, if you got hit with $1,000 emergency expense tomorrow, you had the money to pay for it without borrowing or charging or creating a debt to do it. Because, and it's not to single you out or anything like that, it's because I want to know the room. I want to understand, who our audience is here, to understand who needs, or who would be more likely to want to hear the ideas that we have to share with you on making this $1,000 emergency bill a non-issue, because it will happen. You got to think, $1,000 is not a lot of money. Not today.
In the grand scheme of things, $1,000 is not a lot of money.
Not today. You got to think about it. Shoot, like I've seen rent prices go up $1,000 a month.
Oh wow, yeah.
You get 2 flat tires, depending on what size and type of brand of tires you have. You're talking about $1,000 right there. I mean, these are not crazy emergencies. I just want to know who we're working with here, to understand, what information we need to be bringing to you to help you, the working middle class, which is what I assume, based on watching Ron's channel for the last few years and all of his stimulus updates. I want to understand who's here to make sure we can help you best.
Right.
I want to make sure you're prepared.
Yeah, guys. So hit me up in the comments. Question for you guys: how many of you guys are on fixed income? And when I say fixed income, we're talking about Social Security, SSI, SSDI, but not just those income sources. Fixed income, a lot of people, when they think that term, they think low income fixed income, right? But think about, if you're a salaried worker, that's a fixed income as well, right? So comment down below. I'm just trying to understand, who's in a situation where the income is fixed, and unless you did something drastic, there's no way to kind of change how much money is coming into your household. So drop us a comment down below. I did see a lot of commentary on the previous video. A lot of people were asking, hey, uh, I'm trying to remember the exact comment. Someone had it was a female commenter. They mentioned that they had SSI as income,
Okay.
and she said, "Hey Ron, um, I'm on SSI. However, I'm concerned about making too much money
Okay.
because if I make too much money on
Oh
SSI,
yeah.
I'll
Okay.
lose it."
All right. Yeah. We need to get into that. We need to get into that because, all right. So a lot of your growth, I don't care who's listening, I'm talking to everybody.
Mhm.
A lot of your growth is going to come from you having the ability to remove yourself from the situation you're in, the situations you've known
Mhm.
pretty much your entire life, to a new way of thinking. I want someone who's asking that question, what if I make too much money? I want them to think about, I'm going to make so much money, I don't need SSI anymore.
Now, take a minute. I don't want to cut you off. I know you got a thought here. Take a minute and just take in what he just said. I want to make so much money that I don't need SSI.
Yeah.
Because, all right, first of all, let's do this. Let's get some numbers on the board, right?
Yeah.
I don't know anything. I don't know any. I don't know much about SSI. I don't have it. I don't know anyone personally who has it, but I do know a lot of my audience is receiving SSI and SSDI payments. Comment below how much you're receiving from SSI. Comment down below how much you're receiving from SSDI. From there, we'll come up with, okay, let's do some math and figure this thing out. What needs to happen so that you don't even need it? Because here's a problem. Let's just say hypothetically, and I don't know what I'm gonna wait for the comments to come in, but I don't know how much SSI pays. But I did look at a chart the other day. It was talking about Social
I got it
Security.
pulled up right here.
Okay.
And y'all let me know if this is correct or
Oh yeah,
incorrect.
do it.
The monthly, and this is from SSA.gov, so I would assume that this is accurate. SSI amounts for 2022. It says the monthly maximum federal amount for 2022 are $841 for an eligible individual, and $1,261 for an eligible individual with an eligible spouse. So if we were to take that 841 for an individual, that's $10,092 a year.
Okay. So we got 10,000. What, $92 a year?
Just call 10 grand.
So 10 grand.
10 grand individual.
So if you're single and you're getting SSI, chances are you're taking in around $10,000 a year.
And then we'll call it 15 for with a spouse.
All right. So if you're married and they're also eligible for SSI, you're taking in 15 grand together. If you're single, eligible for SSI, you're taking in around 10 grand. Let's definitely see what the numbers come in from the audience, but this is coming from SSA.gov, which is the Social Security Administration. So it's obviously the source.
They're saying 1150.
All right, 1150.
Okay.
Is it?
That's SSDI.
Okay, SSDI. We're looking at SSI. Okay.
But let's just say that these are the numbers. So
Yeah.
the thing is, we're looking to get you to a point where you're exceeding $10,000 to $15,000 a year.
Right.
Where you don't need this benefit anymore because you're making $50,000 to $100,000 a year.
Right.
You know, like screw that.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, look at this. The problem here is, and I don't want to get fired up here, but the problem here is that some people have been brainwashed to think, oh, I got to do whatever it takes to keep this SSDI. And it's almost like, you know what? I'm going to put this ceiling over my head.
Oh, yeah. No.
Because I don't want to earn too much.
No,
and then
no,
they
no.
take that. Screw this.
Yeah, don't use that as a crutch. Go beyond that. Break that. I want you making these annual SSI, SSDI numbers. I want you making these annual totals in a month.
Yeah, make 10 grand in a month. Don't make 10 grand in a year.
Yeah. And if you were able to survive off of these, even better.
Right.
Don't change your expenses. Don't change your living, your habits.
Yeah.
Stack that paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have to worry about what happens tomorrow.
Exactly. Like the goal should be trying to lose SSI, to be honest with you. Because look, if you make so much money that you lost SSI, you won. So like if you're getting 1150 a month, I'm on SSI 315 a month, SSA 461.
Look, I gotta throw this up.
$12,000 a year. Who is going to tell you what? $12,000 a year. Who's going to tell you how to make 100K? We can teach you how to make 100,000.
I can tell you like 10 different ways.
Right.
I can tell you 10 different. I made 100K probably back in 2010 is when I broke 100K.
How old were you then?
First time.
How old were you then?
I guess I was 25. back then.
So this is not impossible to do. And with inflation now, 100K today is even less is less valuable today than it was then. So
Right.
100K back then today is
Like
probably like
75.
100.
Yeah.
It's like 130, 140
Oh
now.
yeah. But we gotta get past this. We gotta
Yeah.
get past this, and
Kathy Harrison, sorry man.
go for it. Go for it.
Kathy Harrison says $560 a month. I just want to respond to some of these comments because I don't want you guys thinking we're ignoring you.
And that's actually really good to see because that's the thing. The numbers that I gave you were the maximums.
Oh right, those are the maximums. Because I saw one, it said 315.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
So if you're not even at the maximum and you're worried about making too much to get you out of that, that's great because you're below the maximum. I mean, we're talking about lower thresholds here.
Right.
These numbers are nothing. These are like baseline. These are easy to get going, and and you got to think about it. What if it's all said and done, and there's a fiduciary problem with our government that prevents them from continuing to pay these benefits?
Oh God.
It's not even about you making too much. It's just that they just can't pay it.
Okay, now that's a very legitimate question because think about how many times in the last, I don't know, 12 months that, the government was on the verge of shutdown. And many times out of the concerns of a government shutdown is, okay, well, what's not going to happen if the government shuts down, right? Who's not getting paid? What government provided services are going to get shut down? And one of the concerns is, hey, are Social Security recipients going to get their payments on time?
Mm-hmm.
So, government money is great, but you don't see. I'm not. I'm not going to turn government money down, but I'm not going to make it my only source. Now, I just did the math real quick. 315. Kathy Harrison, I think it was. No, Kathy Harrison said 560. Somebody said $315 a month. I just did the math for 12 months. $315 is $37.80. So not even $4,000 a year.
Right.
So first of all, I commend you. Like you need to teach me how to manage my finances because if you could live off $315 a month, I need to know how you did it.
All I can say is when y'all do start making this money, y'all don't go out there and blow it. Okay. Yeah. We done seen the stories of the lottery winners, and they're broke. Man. I saw some YouTube video, and it said that a billionaire lottery winner, and they were like living out of their car or something crazy. But I do have a comment here.
That is purely a money management problem. Right
and it says, is there a way to make the $100,000 if you're disabled? And I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't know what your disability is. I don't know what everyone's disability could be. But I'm willing to bet that there are multiple methods to generating these incomes where maybe you don't make 100K. Maybe you make 80. Maybe you make more. But I can almost guarantee you that you can make more than the SSDI benefit regardless of your disability.
Right.
Like if you have the ability right now to comment on this live stream and ask that question, then you have the ability to make the money.
Please let that sink in. Please let that sink in. If you have the ability to ask one of these questions that we're reading out loud, you have the ability to make more than you're being paid for SSI, SSDI. Hands down.
So the rising costs are also making it difficult for Americans to save. I'm still talking about the savings because this is something that's like seriously important. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, December Consumer Price Index release, inflation surged 7% in the last year. Before I go any further, how many people in this live stream got a 7% or more raise in the last year?
I'm willing to bet. I don't know how many SSI or Social Security recipients there are on here right now, but I think the COLA bump was like 5.9%. So they got close. That was like 6%.
You're still behind.
Yeah, still behind.
You're still behind.
And what's inflation? Inflation's right at 7. However, depending upon what report you read, inflation's closer to 10. So do the math. You get a 6% bump raise, but inflation was somewhere between 7 and 10%. We lost.
Yeah. The fastest pace in 40 years.
40 years.
With the prices of shelter, used car and trucks, energy, and food boosting the measure the most. These are the necessities: shelter, transportation, energy, food, and water. These are boosting these inflation surges the most.
And these are not luxury items. Every one of those things was a necessity. You can't go without it.
According to Bankrate, nearly half of Americans said that higher costs are keeping them from saving more. So if you were already having trouble saving before, what are you going to do now?
Yeah. Now I got to point this out. Uh, call it what you want, right? I like to look at people who are winning, and I try to emulate them. Hey, if somebody's winning, hey, how do you win? Back when I was a kid, I used to play video games. I used to try to play against the best players and look, hey, how are they playing this game so I can win too, right? Well, what happens here in situation with inflation? The wealthy, they're not really concerned to the extent that we are with inflationary issues.
No.
The wealthy has their money growing faster than the rate of inflation. So, I'm going to save this for later on, but the key should be being in a situation. And if you guys saw my video, maybe 2, 3 days ago, I showed you guys exactly how you can start investing with as little as $1. So the key is have your money growing faster than the rate of inflation. Now the rate of inflation for you is irrelevant.
So I don't mean to pick and choose these comments, but this one just jumped out. A few of them are going to jump out. We are favoriting someone that we see that we can come to later.
Mhm.
But this one asks, and I see this often, are you going to show us or just talk about the how? And my question for you is,
This is from RN
yeah,
Freak.
R&B. So are you going to just, are you going to show us or just talk about the how? Well, let me answer that. So number one, we didn't showed you before.
Mm-hmm. I've showed in many of my previous videos exactly how. In fact, this week. In fact, this week. Yeah, I showed this week. I showed what's today? It's Friday. Wait, today's Friday. Wait,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Today's Saturday.
So last Saturday, I showed exactly how to make $3,000 sitting in your kitchen table.
Yeah.
And you can go back and look for that video. Like, and here's the thing. I try to, my goal here with the community is I want to provide you guys with the content you want to watch. I want to provide you with the content that I think is helpful to you. But if I think it's helpful, but you don't find it helpful, then why would I share it to you? Because you won't care. So
You need to go back and watch every single one of his videos that he's put up showing you how to make money. And they probably don't have anything to do with stimulus.
Right.
So when you see a video posted on his channel that doesn't say stimulus, watch it. Because
Yeah.
he's showing you how to get way more money than $1,200 one time from the government randomly that they're actually going to tax you on and take most of that money back anyway.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right. Social Security benefits get taxed.
Yeah.
So it's like, wait, you just gave me the money. Why don't you just take the taxes out? Like, why? It's not even. It's like,
Oh, God.
but here's the other thing, right? So I make the videos on how to make money, right? No one watches them, or those who watch them leave me a comment saying, "I don't want to know about this. Tell me about stimulus."
So,
I'm like,
but that's the thing. So that was part two to my question. It's like, yeah, we done showed you, but even if we show you, are you going to do anything?
right.
You going to do anything? Because
I can walk you through step by step, like screen
Yeah.
sharing, how to do it, and even show getting paid.
I don't
But-
mind sharing. I don't mind showing, but I do mind people not taking action and then complaining about being stuck in a rut or not having any money, can't afford food. Like that is a problem to me when the resources are literally sitting here being handed to you and you're not doing anything about it.
What really disturbed me today, and I was like, yo, we got to do this live. It was actually his idea to do the live today, but I was like, you know what? I really wanted to focus on some of these comments that I received earlier today. Several people in 2 videos back basically said, I'm scared, Ron. I don't know what's coming. I don't know what to do.
That's
I don't
real.
know the first step. And, we talked about fear before we went live. What am I going to do? Like, and it depends on what you're scared about, right? And some people, we talked about this too. Some people are in fear right now, and they can't even pinpoint what they're afraid of. So that's kind of a broad statement that I made, but the point is I recognize that there's a massive crisis going on right now, and there are a lot of people being left behind. And as we move forward in time, especially with inflation, it's kind of speeding up how fast people are getting further behind. So, in this video, I just wanted to really focus on actionable steps that you guys can take each and every single day to better yourselves financially. This is a financial channel, and to be quite honest with you, barring health situations and wars, financials and increasing your finances and increasing your income would solve probably 90% of whatever you're worried about.
And I don't want to get into the whole race thing, but 99% of the ideas and side hustles and passive income strategies that we have, no one's going to know your background or ethnicity. So you or even your gender, like this glass ceiling
Mm-hmm.
and equal pay,
Mm-hmm.
that's out the window.
Right. That's out the window. And some people say, well, I'm disabled. Can I make money too? It really, honestly, it depends on what your disability is. Like, so I know personally a lot of people who have been labeled as disabled that run businesses. So,
Oh shoot, I'm in government contracting. I
perfect
actually
example.
have 8A certification, which is a set aside that allows me the opportunity to have procurement negotiations with the government directly for projects. But guess what? There's also a set aside for disabled veterans. Are
Mm,
you a disabled veteran? Like
wow.
this is a perk.
You're actually advantaged by being disadvantaged through this certification.
Yeah, and it's not even hard to get certified as disabled veteran. Like there's just a few forms you fill out, and you wait a little while, and then you get it, and then you can start. You can go on. I think it's sam.beta.gov now. It used to be FedBiz Ops, but they changed it, and you can go on there and you can just click set aside for service disabled veteran. Pretty much any work that has to be done to a VA hospital or anything like that, it's yours for the taking.
Now let's dive into that just a little bit because I don't want to squirrel off too much on this live here, but break it down because when you say set aside, a lot of these terms when you first
Okay,
told me,
okay.
I didn't know what that meant. So I want to break it down
So
very.
so set aside is like you may be familiar with Target or certain stores. I think Costco or Sam's Club may have done it,
Mhm.
especially at the height of the pandemic. They had a set time in the morning that they allowed seniors in the doors first, before anyone else to do their shopping, limit contact, less people. Literally, they set aside time specifically for them to get what they needed. That's a set aside. The government has contracts. They have billions and billions of dollars of budgeting every year
And we talk about it every
that
day.
they set aside to, like I think it's Native American, Alaskan 8A, which is socially disadvantaged. Which is I qualify because I check the box for black. It's race. I qualify.
But what are some of the other qualifications that you could get that 8A certification through?
Oh man, pretty. There's a lot of disadvantages that it could
Women.
be. Yeah, women. It could be women. It could be hub zone is another one based on where you live. You could also have it because of how much money you don't make. There's so many different ways, but the service disabled veteran, literally, if you are a veteran and you're service disabled, you automatically have the ability to apply for this, get certified, and then they will have earmarked billions of dollars
With a B.
every year that they never actually spend because they don't have enough people to actually go to contract with. They don't have enough of all sorts of stuff. Like these NAICS code, it's a NAICS code. I don't want to confuse you, but it's NAICS if you want to check it out. And these codes range from janitorial services all the way up to the highest level of IT communications. I actually just got an email yesterday about a Stars 3 contract that somebody's asking me to partner with them on. And it is unbelievable. You have no idea, but it's a perk. It's an
Wait,
advantage.
so you're telling me they have janitorial contracts? So, like, if you know how to clean houses, for example, you could probably run a janitorial business for the government?
You run the business for yourself. You just contract with the government.
Okay.
So if the government says, "Hey, this is extreme, but
Hmm.
hey, we want to hire a service disabled veteran firm to clean the Pentagon." It's like literally, if you had 1,000 companies out there willing to go after this opportunity, how many of them are service disabled? I'm not. I mean, there really aren't that many. Like I said, the budget goes unspent every year. So you go from literally, hey, the doors are open, wide open for everybody to come in here and submit the lowest price. Not wait, hang on, hold up. We're going to set this one aside for service disabled.
That's the
You
set
just
aside.
you just knock down 90% of your competition.
So they're going to provide you with the contract before anyone else.
Right.
Like, it's set aside for the disabled
I
or 8A or whatever the category is that they've set it aside for.
So all I'm saying is disability is not stopping you from being successful. It's not.
Hmm.
It's not unless you mentally allow it to. And I'm asking you not to do that.
Just for the rest of this live, just pretend that it's possible to 3x or even 10x for just easy numbers. whatever you're making per month, add a zero behind that and just pretend like that's possible, right? So if you're making $315 a month on whatever form of fixed income you're receiving, just add a zero behind it. So now you're making $3,150 a month. If you get $1,000 a month from SSI, just pretend you're getting $1,000 a month hypothetically, right? I know it's possible because we've done it, but I want you guys to just imagine, just put it in your mind, close your eyes, and act like, hey, if I was getting $10,000 a month, how would my life be changed? Now, think about it for a second while you're there with your eyes closed. If I'm getting $10,000 a month, why do I care about this SSI?
No, you don't.
Who cares?
Mrs. J. Ellis, what's the name again? What name are you talking about?
What name?
What name are you talking about? I want to know so I can answer because I see it here right now.
Miss J. Ellis.
What's the name again? If it's the name of my channel, it's Are You Prepared for This?
And there's a link in the description of this video for his
check it
channel.
out down there. But if it's some other name, just let me know. Let's see. Wow, 1,700. Well, that would be sweet. Yeah, we're trying to get above $1,700. See, middle class families are bound to struggle paying the bills in 2022 with prices skyrocketing across the nation. Now, this is, like I said, this is information that I'm pulling from my research. The White House attempted to calm tensions by saying they expected prices to drop after the new year, yet the assertion remains doubtful as prices climb higher than ever. The consumer price index is up 6.8%, a 39-year high, and still rising. Compared to 1 year ago, gas is up 58%. Groceries are up 6%. Energy expenses are up 33%, and used cars are up 31%.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. Like used cars, if you could even find them, they're through the roof.
It's ridiculous. I mean, like a used car now is more than a new car. What is the used car price now is more than that car was new when it was new.
Oh, okay. So Mrs. J. Ellis.
Contract.
So word first, NAICS. You got that right. NAICS. Check it out. If you check out the NAICS codes and see what exists and see what you're capable of, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Something that you have to actually provide to the government is called a capability statement. And I can help you with that. I made several super easy, but they will apply to the NAICS code. Now, for the contract, service disabled veteran. Service disabled veteran. And let me see if I can actually put that up here so you guys can see it. I have to be able to spell. Let's see here. Service disabled veteran. So, that's what you want to look for as far as the certification goes. And I mean, this is a huge opportunity. It's a great opportunity.
I wouldn't have believed it until he discovered it and shared the information with me. So it's legit.
Yeah, check it out. So middle class families and low income families as well are going to be hurting the most. A combined total of about 80% of the population. I mean, that like everybody talks about the 1%, but we're talking about the 80%.
Yeah.
Are you middle class? Are you low income? I know I keep asking y'all questions. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not asking y'all too many questions. But and like I said, this is not to single you out. Are you middle class? Are you lower income class? Comment so we know, because we need to make a change together as a group to change, like to get out of that.
Right.
And it's not that hard. But honestly, you got to know you can first to do it and stop telling yourself you can't, or you're worried about canceling your benefits, things like that. We got to get that out of the way.
If your benefits got canceled because you made too much money, that's actually, you should be like popping bottles and celebrating.
Yeah. And when you do, share it with someone else so that they can do the same.
Yeah, teach someone else.
The buying power of the U.S. dollar is in decline, and budgets are about to get a whole lot tighter in the next few months. And revenues for both small and corporate businesses are likely to fall dramatically. Our national debt rose over. Our national debt has now risen over $28 trillion. So the reason why I'm telling you this is because these are all negatives. These are not positives. And if the buying power of the U.S. dollar is continuously declining, what is the solution?
Now, let's take a moment and just think about what he just said. The buying power of the US dollar is declining. So, when you spend $10 this year, you're getting a certain amount of goods. When you spend $10 again next year, you're getting less. So every year it's getting less. So the solution, or at least a large part of that solution, needs to be, how do I make more money?
Right. Yeah. So if it's declining, you just got to have more dollars.
You need more
Like that's
dollars.
that's it. That's it. And I know somebody said something about crypto earlier. That's a different live stream. That's a different live stream.
Yeah. Was
You
that Brandon Law?
yeah.
Brandon Log?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's just talk about dollars. You need more dollars.
Yeah.
We'll talk about crypto later.
Yeah. Let's not confuse everyone too much.
But it's not just savings.
Hmm.
It's shelter.
Hmm.
And we talked about shelter as being one of the higher increases of inflation.
Well, let's talk about shelter for a minute.
I'm about to.
Okay.
We'll
Okay.
go for it.
Well, I was gonna say, like, did y'all comment below if you saw my video today?
Uh-oh.
I shared this video of this home. It was a real estate agent showing the house to their client who was looking to buy this house. It was a house priced right around $250,000, located in North Carolina. I think the city was Raleigh. And
Oh
dude,
man.
the streets were ridiculous.
Oh
There was nowhere to
man.
park. There's people walking all through the grass, the front lawn of the property. Everybody's trying to get in this house. This is the housing market. This is the housing crisis that we're
Yeah.
seeing, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
real, right? So obviously there's an inventory shortage. There's the fear that the Fed's going to be raising interest rates very soon. That's going to raise the price per month for being able to pay. So your monthly payment, your mortgage payment's based on the price of the house and the interest rate, right? So the higher the interest rate, the higher your mortgage payment is going to be. So let's just say today you could get approved to pay $1,000 a month for a mortgage, right? But if the interest rate goes up, that same house you might buy that would be $1,000 a month, next month when the interest rates go up, it might be $1,050. It might be $1,100. The point is when there's a rise in the interest rates, your payment will go up, so it reduces how much you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
So with low interest rates, you can afford whatever it is right now. When they go up, it's a different story, which also directly impacts renters, right? Because renters generally are renting from a homeowner who decided to rent their house out to another person, right? So the higher their mortgage payment is, the higher your rent payment is.
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you're not looking to buy a house, or you're not a homeowner, interest rates matter to everyone.
Even if that the homeowner's rate didn't increase, if the market did around them,
right,
your rent's going up. Like
right,
they're not going to leave the money on the table.
right.
Charlie Zumar says,
Oh wow.
our mortgage went up from $800 to $1,000 a month.
So Charlie, you must have an adjustable rate mortgage. I'm assuming. I cannot imagine, unless your HOA fee went up, unless your property taxes went
Ooh,
up.
property taxes.
Oh wow.
The escrow on the property
Right.
taxes.
Man, we're Charlie, comment below. Is your mortgage payment is your mortgage fixed interest rate, or is it an adjustable rate interest rate? I just like to know so I can kind of figure out why that might have happened. But everything's going up.
No, for sure. Hey, real quick, again, I got another question for you. This is how these live streams work. This is Q&A. This is interactive. Let's talk to each other.
Yeah.
How many people in the live stream live in Seattle or Portland? I want to know how many people live in Seattle or Portland, because the next one is going to hit you. It's going to hit home.
And if you're in this live stream and you hadn't hit the like button, I'm just wondering, like, man, where's the love? Please hit the like button, guys.
Please. Yeah, please hit the like button. Check it out.
Juvie made up. She says she loves our videos. Thank you, Juvie. Appreciate the love.
Yeah, if the lives get likes, then we know that you want us to do more of them.
Yeah, if we don't get likes, then kind of hurts my feelings, honestly.
Yeah. And everybody who's commenting, please stick around, because we're starring these. You can't see it, but we're starring them, and we're going to come back to them later to go through them all.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Cheryl. Cheryl Kaufman says she liked. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. So, average rent jumps 30.9%.
Faceplant.
30.9%. Guess who was the lucky recipient of this rent hike? Seattle residents.
Just lifelike, a real life example. 30%, just simple math, right? If your mortgage payment or your rent payment is $1,000, if it goes up 30%, you're now paying $1,300. If your rent payment's $2,000 a month, it just became $2,600 per month overnight. So just to put a figure with that 30.9% increase.
Rent is on the rise, and it's more evident than ever after a Redfin report claims the average price rose 15.2% over the last year. So I just said Seattle saw 30.9, but the average across the country is 15.2% increase.
Mhm.
The average asking rent price this was from January this year. This January is reported almost $1,900 as the average rent price. So that's not like the lowest, like
Yeah.
that's the average, or the highest. If so, and home buyers are not excluded, as the national average mortgage payment climbed 25% to almost $1,600. Both are the biggest increases Redfin has ever reported. And from the Redfin chief economist Daryl Fairweather, moving right now is expensive, whether you're renting or buying.
Mhm.
Comment if you're renting, comment if you're buying. I want to see the difference here. I want to see the swing here so I know who we're talking to. One of the only ways to avoid high housing costs is to move somewhere cheaper. But the list of places that are truly inexpensive is shrinking. And
Makes
this
sense.
is this is to Ronnie's point of the video that he posted of that open house. You can see the flood of interest there. It's because, and this house is 250K or less. It's because that these inexpensive areas are shrinking. So when the opportunities present themselves, when these homes come onto the market, you're going to see this happen. Then you're
Mhm.
going to see this bidding war, and then this inexpensive, affordable home is no longer that.
Right.
Rising mortgage rates are squeezing more Americans out of the for sale market, which will likely put increasing pressure on rents in the coming months. And the rent prices are literally selected by the landlord. They can pretty much do what they want.
Mhm.
Portland is listed as number one fastest rising rent city. Portland saw rents increase 39% over the last year. Austin, Texas came in at number two. The other cities are on the eastern side of the country. Seattle is reported as having an average rent asking price of almost $2,800. Monthly mortgage prices are in the $3,000 range, and that is a 24.3% increase. So, are you in Seattle? Are you in Portland? Are you in Austin? Are you renting? Are you buying? Do you have a mortgage? Are you trying to buy and you're seeing how difficult it is just to even get to these properties that are affordable?
Have you been outbid by someone else when trying to buy a house?
This translates to more trouble and more problems for the working middle class. Like, we're not talking about um, luxury penthouse apartments and condos. We're not talking about multi-million dollar estates. We're talking about,
Basic living,
yeah,
uh, basic homes,
yeah, like
bread and butter.
first time home buyers, single families, just trying to capture that American dream, gain some equities. This translates to more trouble and more problems for the working middle class. If you're working middle class watching this live stream, give it a thumbs up so I know you're here. But this translates to more trouble. Going back to what I said earlier, the value of the dollar is decreasing. What are you going to do?
Yep. Like we said, the solution is more income and having that and having your capital that you do have grow and appreciate faster than the rate of inflation.
Um, Buying a home is becoming more and more of a problem for middle class Americans. You probably have heard that it's tricky time. It's a tricky time to buy a home right now. Again, the video. Watch the last video that he put up. Like, these are things that we used to see. Actually, probably not last year, but the year before last, when the open house market was like really hot,
Mhm.
and there was tons of properties flooding the market, and nobody really knew how bad it was going to get.
Mhm.
This is really interesting to see it happening in Raleigh now, because this is a clear indication of what's coming, because the spring home
Oh wow!
buying season is about to start.
Because it's only February.
Yeah.
It is only this is not at all the peak of the of the buying
No,
season.
not at all.
And just think about it. When you know, okay, let's just say you've been saving, you're looking to go buy a house, and you know the prices are about to go up. What's going to happen? Kind of like when you know a storm's coming. What do? They go and hurry up and buy everything before it runs out.
Yeah.
This inventory problem is the exact same thing as it is in the grocery store. They're going to say, hey, prices are about to go up. There's only so many of these houses available to even be bought. So everyone and their moms coming out, just like in my previous video, and it literally shows all these people, streets lined up, cars, this baby crying in the background.
But shoot, you got to think like you're up against investors on these things.
Oh wow!
But like open-ended checkbooks.
Right.
Like they know the value of these homes in these neighborhoods
Mhm.
for the working middle class,
Right.
and they want to snatch them up.
Right,
They
BlackRock.
they want to snatch them up so bad
Mhm.
and make it just so barely you could barely afford it.
Yep. BlackRock, a multi-billion-dollar company, they bought billions of dollars worth of residential properties, which they plan on renting out to middle-class Americans.
Yeah. So let's see here. So according to the report by the National Association of Realtors, only 250,000 affordable homes are on the market right now. And those homes are only affordable to families with an annual income of $75,000 to $100,000 a year. And that's a sharp decline from what was roughly 650,000 affordable homes available before the start of the pandemic. We're down 400,000 affordable homes from the start of the pandemic.
400,000.
And they're claiming affordable is $75,000 to $100,000 income. Experts say many factors are responsible for the astronomical prices on these houses, including a nationwide housing shortage and extremely low rental vacancies. However, Zillow senior economist Jeff Tucker says he doesn't think there will be a slowdown anytime soon.
Wow.
So, like, this is just going to continue.
Mhm.
And the more difficult it is for the working, low income, middle class, single family to buy into these affordable homes, the more they're going to shift and gravitate towards renting, thus making it less likely for there to be rental vacancies, which are already up on average 15.2%
Mhm.
for year over year. So, like I said, this is a problem, but we know this is a problem. We see the problem coming. And, you know, if you're standing on the railroad tracks and you see a train coming, what are you going to do? You're going to get out of the way. Okay? This is the train coming. You're on the tracks. Now let's get out of the way and let's make some money so that you can actually afford to live.
Yeah. So I want to get to some of these comments that we hearted or starred because
You just
this
click that if you want.
favorite comments.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
It'll pull them all up.
All right. So let me start from the top. Okay. Been trying to buy. Okay. So Lori Bivlin says she's been trying to buy a house for over a year. Hey, Lori, what part of the U.S. are you looking to buy a house in? Man, and I know exactly what you're going through. We were trying to buy a house for almost a year, and then we finally found one. Very very painful times. Jan Smith says no money if I hit $1,000 or more bill. So Jan's one of the statistics that we read about who's not ready for an unexpected $1,000 emergency. Miss Karen P. Porter, she says receiving SSI due file for taxes. I don't know. I'm not a tax guy.
Yeah, check with your tax guy.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to have a tax bill owed, but just double check.
Yep.
H&R Block or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it tax?
TurboTax?
Yeah, TurboTax.
Yeah, they're good. Pretty good anyway. Let's see. Lori Bivlin, she said, just bid on my 13th. Oh my God. I feel for you, Lori. Lori Bivlin says she just bid on my 13th house because I was outbid by people paying in cash. This is exactly what, and generally cash buyers are investors.
Right.
Right.
But you got to understand also, if you're up against a cash buyer, they're looking at your pre-approval letter as well with your offer. How's your credit? How's your credit? What is your down? Your pre-approval letter will it may mention the rate, maybe it may mention the percentage of the loan that the lender is going to carry versus your down payment. These are things that sellers are taking into consideration, thinking, "Hey, I got a cash buyer here. Maybe cash buyer's offer was less than yours, but cash buyer's got cash. You're coming in a little bit higher, but you're only putting 3.5% down. The seller's a little weary. They don't want to go through this twice. So, like, these are things that we need to consider. And if, these are things that we will cover soon, but your credit needs to be in order.
Credit needs to be in order. And these buyers, they're not only looking at, okay, this person's got cash, so the deal goes to the cash buyer. It doesn't always work that way. And generally, a cash buyer is not looking to be incredibly competitive. A cash buyer is normally going to go into a situation like, well, hey, I've got cash, so I'm going to offer you a
Yeah,
low ball offer.
cash is king,
Hmm.
Um,
So you could still win if you don't have cash. So don't feel like, okay, there's a cash offer out there, you automatically lose. Doesn't work that way.
and I don't want to get too off track, but credit can change how much you pay in your car insurance, in
Mm-hmm.
your homeowner's insurance, if you have to pay any deposits to set up any utilities.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot, like your monthly payment on your car or your truck or whatever. The better your credit is, the lower your interest rate is, the less you pay to borrow that money.
Mm-hmm.
These are also ways that you can make more money.
Exactly, because making money is roughly the same benefit if you're able to save it. So if all of your expenses decrease by $500, then it's the same benefit as having made $500. So if your credit increased to a point where all of your interest rates and all of the bills that you're paying, which are credit based, were reduced, you came up in that manner.
Right.
So drop us a comment down below. Maybe we need to cover some credit hacks that allow you to get your credit boosted up in the future. Just drop a comment down below if you're under, if you want to boost your credit score. We'll put some material out there to help you with that. Junior Kilgore says, I am low class fixed income. I dread the future and concerned worry with disruption. Wow. So been hearing more and more about disruptions, supply chain problems. Obviously the new car market. Uh, you can't, for the most part, you can't go to a dealership and get a new car anymore. You used to go to a dealership and I want that one, and you went to the finance office for like 6 hours, and then you eventually got to drive your car off the lot. Now it's like, I want that one, but you're ordering it
Oh
online in
yeah.
the dealership
Oh
and
yeah.
waiting 6 months.
Yeah, and you hope you get it because
Mhm.
I've heard stories of people placing orders, waiting for the vehicles to be made. They show up, and then the dealer kind of turned the tables on them. And was like, "We're going to charge you more.
That's ridiculous.
We're going to. I know we've been holding your $5,000 or $10,000 deposit for 6 to 12 months. We're going to charge you more."
I'd be pissed. Let's see. Paula Dean. She says, Fort Valley, Georgia. I only get $700 per month. My house is paid off. Congratulations to you. Beans and rice, I would imagine. December 2021, but tax is a problem.
I like Fort. I flagged Fort Valley because we re-roofed Fort Valley State University. We had two buildings over there, so that was pretty cool. Um, but and again, congratulations on the payoff. But the taxes exist like forever.
Yeah. Paid off house or not, you're gonna have taxes. So again, higher income would solve that problem. Next up, we have Sandy Wallace. I don't have a clue how to get into crypto.
Good. Don't even worry about it. That's
Yeah.
why I started. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's perfect.
Let's make money.
Yeah,
Let's make money, then
let's.
we'll move on to
Mhm.
crypto.
Yeah, definitely. Make money first because you invest this, and this is another thing that I always like to say. Uh, you know, I'm not investing my rent money. I'm not doing that. I'm investing surplus money. I'm investing extra money and let that money work for me. If I'm trying to keep a roof over my head and I'm struggling to do that, I'm not considering investing at all at that point. That's just me. Taxi Ba, she says, "Good evening, guys. Started watching the new channel. Been stocking up on stuff for a while. That's what's up, Cat.
Appreciate
Crazy.
it. Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for checking it out. I got way more videos coming soon.
Oh man, I've seen some of his material that he has not yet released. Oh man, wait till he drops it. Barbara Patrick, just give us $5,000 a month, and I will pay tax on it. I feel you. Next up, Sandra.
Hang on.
You
I'm
want to go
sorry.
back?
I want to go back to Barbara. I want you to have that 5,000, okay? But I don't want you to sit there and expect somebody to give it to you. I want you to figure out how to make it, how to earn it. I want you to figure out how to do it and then double it. I don't know if you ever saw that Steve Harvey YouTube video on how to make $1,000,000. He's like, figure out how to make $1 and then figure out how to double it, make two and then four, and compound it so that you can then make as much money as you want. So I don't want I want you to lose the mindset of just give it to me. I want to give you the information and the skills and the tools like that you can use to go get this money, but I want you to go get it. I want you to earn it. I want you to appreciate it, and I want you to make more than $5,000 a month. and then I want to talk about taxes so that we can find ways to as business owners maximize our deductions and write offs so that we're not paying a ton of taxes.
Right. Oh, and then we can talk about investments because then you have a surplus of cash
Yeah.
and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. Who we got? Sandra Cox. You confuse me, Ron. Sometimes I can't follow you. I look at all your streams.
So I started that because I want to know what confused her.
Yeah. So, Sandra, if you could drop me another comment and just kind of let me know where the confusion is, I'd love to clarify that for you. Marianne Cruz Rios. What are your thoughts on leaving money in the bank accounts during this time? Well, I got a few thoughts.
That's called a negative interest rate.
Yeah, because there's I've checked around and maybe there's some hidden bank somewhere in the woods, or there's no bank account that's even paying out 1%, let alone 7% in interest, and that's the rate of inflation right now, 7%. So if your money is sitting in a savings account, it is eroding and losing value, is losing purchasing power. Yeah, so that's all I'm gonna say on that one.
Keep your emergency fund there so you can access it. But surplus beyond that emergency fund, it's a negative interest rate.
Yeah. So and that's a good point. So I want to just elaborate a little bit on that. So you got investments, you got stock investments, you got savings accounts, you got checking accounts, CDs and whatnot, insurance. All of these tools, they have a purpose. So it's kind of like you have you have a tool bag, right? And let's just pretend you're a plumber. So in your tool bag, there's all these different tools, but you don't need all the different tools all the time. There's a tool for each project. So you use your savings account for a particular reason. I would have my investments for a different reason. So emergency funds, short-term savings, I'm looking at a savings account for those reasons. Long-term growth, extra surplus cash, I'm going to personally invest in the stock market, maybe real estate, to compound my money at a faster rate. Next up, what are your thoughts on
Just click on this. Click on this. Replace it.
which one? Oh, this one
Yeah.
here. Oh, cool. Oh, very cool. I'm still learning this thing. Oh, a new button. Something shiny here in the corner. All right. I make around $100,000 a year. I know it's hard for them. It's expensive right now. Wow. Well, congratulations to you, Patricia Brewer. That is, to me, definitely above average earning capacity in our market right now. But heck, with inflation going the direction that it's going in 10 years, $100,000, we don't know what it's going to have.
I'd say in 1 year.
In 1 year?
I'd say in 1 year, but based on the research that I have done, they consider $75,000 to $100,000 a year as the income level of those looking to get into affordable housing. So it's great. I commend you for your income achievements. But this is right. It is hard. Like this
It's
is
very
like
hard.
100 is not like the big number. Like everything's just getting more expensive.
I remember when I was in high school, $100,000 a year was like, that was the goal. It's like, oh, the only way you're gonna make $100,000 a year is if you were a doctor or a lawyer, and if you made $100,000, the perception at that time was you were rich.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
had no problems.
Oh man,
You remember that?
I remember that, but I also remember that I was filling up gas in my car for like 75 cents a gallon.
Oh wow, that's right. It wasn't even a dollar.
Yeah.
So that just shows how inflation has eroded. Think about it. At the time when $100,000 was like a lot of money, gas prices were 75 cents. Today, you make $100,000, but gas price is $4. So it's kind of like, okay, if gas prices were reflective of the entire economy, let's just say everything became 4 times more expensive, then your buying power got reduced by, you know, you have 25% of the buying power.
Right.
So it's like your 100K today is almost like 25K
man.
back then.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, not to get all nerdy on you guys. I don't want to confuse people. All right, so let me click this one. So Sandy Wallace says, "Hey Ron, we love you all, and we love you and all your updates. Sending shout out to your brother Ron. How about sending links to resources seniors on fixed income can use? We can to get free generators and help with preps. Wow, generators and preps. You know, I gotta think about this one just for a little bit because Sandy Wallace, you're probably speaking for a large percentage of our community here. Preparation, generators, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We've got all sorts of shortages. Gas prices are hitting historic highs. Between the Russia Ukraine crisis, a certain percentage of oil and gas comes from Russia. So it's kind of like, okay, we already know where we are right now. Gas prices are already going up. If tensions increase and things get worse, we can expect that gas prices are going to go higher. So it's all about preparation. What is also, there's a number of different ingredients, resources that come from those countries that we use each and every single day in combination to make other things. So I would imagine, unless things just miraculously clear up overnight, there needs to be some degree of preparation for what may come. Now, what does that mean? It might mean stocking up on some food, not in a panic
It
manner,
doesn't mean run out and take
right?
everything off the shelf.
Right, but it's like just kind of preparing, uh, building that emergency fund. If you have a surplus of cash, take advantage of that. One of my mentors used to always tell me, "Do what is hard when it is easy." Right, and so many times in the past, I've known so many people to just kind of waste money, and it's like, have that emergency fund while it's easy. So take advantage of certain circumstances that may be beneficial to you right now. um, let's see. Shout out to you, brother. I want to move on to the next one. Kathy Shoop. She says, "Yeah, when they up SSI to 841, they took away food stamps. Some of my food stamps. So I really didn't end up with any more money at all." See, and that's a good point, Carrie Shoop. So they gave you more in one hand, but they took away in the other hand.
But that's what I was talking about. Like, you don't know how long these benefits are going to be paid to you by the government.
Right. So it's like, ideally, you want to be in control of your income and not 100% reliant on
No, God no.
generosity.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You want to get yourself off of this fixed income where you have the ability to decide, hey, this month I want to make more.
hmm
This month I want to slow down. I want to take a little break. I want to take some time to myself.
right.
Versus I have to work more hours, or I hope I get a raise, or
Hope.
and then if it's on a government benefit program, you're set in stone.
Yeah.
So there's no upside there.
I mean, the COLA increase that was received this year has never been raised this much in the last 30 years. So, and every time they raise it, they're not raising it to get you ahead. They're raising it to,
Barely get you caught back up.
but yeah, but yet you're still behind.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like they'll give you a raise, but you'll just be further and further behind. But it's just not fair. You want to talk about what's not fair? That's not fair.
No.
So it's kind of like, it's helpful. It's helpful when you have nothing, but I feel like if you're getting SSI, the goal needs to be, all right, well, what more can I get? How do I replace this? Because it's not, in most cases, it's not enough to live on, and it's designed. If you look at it, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Kathy. Carrie Shue just pointed out. She said, "Yeah, when they upped the SSI to 841, they took away food stamps. They're not trying to help you to win. They're just trying to keep you alive, basically.
Barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
And so if you're trying to win, if you're trying to get to a point of actually, feeling like, hey, having some breathing room, you got to do it on your own. The government's not going to make it comfortable. They're not going to pay you enough to make it comfortable. That's just the bottom line. So more income generation opportunities to come in future videos, for sure. And take advantage of the videos that exist already. There's a playlist out there. You can watch the playlist. Lots of realistic, actionable steps that you can do to generate money working from home, side hustles, online businesses. The resources are there. Please take advantage of it. I put it out there for you guys.
Patreon.
Patreon. Patreon's another way to generate income.
100% free.
Right. So check out the Patreon. There's a link in the description of this video. I forget what it says. I think it's like my website or something like that. Go into the go into my Patreon. Hit the link. Um, it's free. So anyway, just go in there, join. There's tons of resources out there. I'm putting these resources out there to help you guys out, whether it's stimulus, whether it's rental assistance, whether it's a money making opportunity. Um, the only thing I could do more than what I'm doing would be to come to your house and do it for you. And there's only one of me, and there's like 335,000 of you. So uh, I,
It's like Santa Claus. It'd be like you
you
could do it
know,
all in one night.
yo, Santa Claus is a beast, man. I don't
Uh,
know how he gets all those houses. Um, so all right. So next up, we got mukbang, makeup, nails, and hobbies. Very cool title.
we're
Very
not gonna
cool.
put that on the screen, but renting here in California rent from 1650 to 1820.
Wow. So that's a good almost $200 a month on that rental payment.
And I think it's going to go up again. I don't
Yeah.
know where you live exactly. I don't know who your landlord is,
Mhm.
but I can guarantee if it went up that much already,
Yeah.
it's going to go up again.
And and she's in California. I know people who, they're in a one bedroom apartment paying $3,000 a month in California. So honestly, for you to be in California going from 1,600 to 1,820, you're probably still getting a deal. Like he said, it's probably going to go up even higher.
And from the what you were sharing earlier, with your video from earlier today,
Mhm.
someone downsized from a 950 square foot apartment to like a 750 square foot apartment
And
and,
paid more.
and paid more
Yeah.
just to not pay even more. Like
Right. And then, yeah, so they downsized. They lost. So they went from one apartment. I forget the square footage, but they went from one apartment. It was like 1,000 square feet down to 720. But when they moved to the smaller apartment, the rent went up like $300-400, and then it went up again to 1947.
not to mention, it's not free to move.
Oh, right, right. It's not free to move, and it's not fun.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, all right, what else we got? Bible Queen says, "I refuse to keep my money in the bank." I get it. Some people don't trust the banks. Me personally, I don't have an issue keeping some capital in the bank. Like I said, it's like a tool bag. You got to know what tools to use in a certain circumstance, right? So, if I'm trying to unscrew a tight lid, I'm not going to
Well,
use a screwdriver. I'm going to use a pair of pliers.
where are you? Where are you? Because if you're in the Ukraine, I don't, or in
In the
Russia,
Ukraine,
I don't blame you for not keeping your money in the bank because they're putting daily withdrawal limits.
are they really?
Yeah, they're putting daily withdrawal limits on how much money of yours you can take out because they're afraid of everyone going in and taking out the funds,
Oh
them
wow.
being drawn down to zero, and ultimately bankrupting the bank.
They're trying to prevent bank runs.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
This is on my channel.
Yeah. Check out his channel. He's got some A grade content on there. Link in the description down below.
Yeah, it's a slightly different vibe over there, but it's all to help you understand what's going on and better prepare yourself to not get left, holding the bag basically.
Hmm.
So that was it for the favorites. Unless you want to go through some more here.
No, yeah. Let's hit the remainder of the topics that you had.
All right, so I think the last one I got here is it's still on the housing market, and it actually, like I said, I'm not trying to like lean on the whole race thing, but it says according to Market Watch, Black Americans stand to lose out as rents surge, and we were just talking about rent prices going up in California. The homeownership gap between white and Black Americans is growing, even as the overall homeownership rate has seen record increases. A new report from the National Association of Realtors found that the U.S. home ownership rate as of 2020, the most recent year for which data was available, stood at 65.5%, representing a 1.3% increase from the previous year. As the gap in home ownership rates for Black and white Americans has widened, it is important to understand that the unique challenges that minority home buyers face. And this is I I don't think YouTube gives that much of a demographic of who the audience is, but this is real. But this also plays back into what I was saying earlier, that there are ways and methods of you increasing your income, side hustles, passive income, making more money, that don't have they don't care who you are,
Yeah.
and you don't have to worry about these statistics, potentially hindering you from succeeding. Um, but just to wrap this up, I want to talk about ways to make extra money.
Right, which is, as we've been talking about this whole live, the solution to majority of the problems that most people are facing today is having more income.
Yeah, so we're going to go through a list. Now, this isn't like we've been on here for like an hour, so we're not going through this list and explaining to you exactly how to do these. We're just sharing with you a few ways that you can make extra money through these side hustles. Again, keep your job, keep your SSI, keep your SSDI. These are things that you can get started now, get the ball rolling, start generating that income, and then we can scale it and expand from there so you can start making some more money.
Mm-hmm. And the cool thing about SSI is, from what I read, the first first $65 that you make per month, they disregard that. And I wish I had that to share on the screen, but they disregard the first $65 a month. So you have to report what you make with SSI, right?
Okay.
Social Security, though, is a different story. So let's just talk about SSI briefly. So SSI, last I read, and we need to I'm gonna validate this and share a link with you guys so you can read it for yourselves. But first $65 a month, report it, but they're going to disregard that, meaning like they're not going to reduce your benefit. Then the way I understood it is, let's just say you make $165. So they disregard the $65. Now they're only looking at the $100, and of the $100, I don't think that they're removing 100% of that amount from your benefits. So if you made $165, they're ignoring the first 65. Let's just say your benefits $1,000. I don't think they're going to reduce it by 100. I think it's a portion of that $100 that they reduce it. But the key is this: if you can just, I feel like the key is this: if you can just prove to yourself that, hey, I can make money, then and once you've made a few dollars, scale it.
Oh yeah.
And then the goal should then be, let me exceed how much I'm getting from SSI so that when I lose it, I'm already making more. Who cares?
Yeah. So, and honestly, once you actually start doing it on your own, it'll flip a switch, and you're like, "Yo, I can do this."
Right.
There's a scotoma that most people actually have that prevents them from doing anything that they beyond what they know. But once they do, it's a whole new world. But speaking to what Ron was talking about, Marianne just asked for the side hustles and passive income. Should you start an LLC or get an EIN? This is definitely a subject for a different live stream. But the short answer is I would put my side hustles in their own business. I don't want them attached to my social security number. Now, with that being said, when do you collect that money from your business?
Hmm.
So, if you're on SSI, SSDI in January and your business is making money all throughout the year to a point at which you've exceeded and you're now going to disqualify yourself from SSI, you don't have to take that money out of the business until a certain period of time. And at that point, you've proven the concept. You've proven the concept.
So if your business made the money, but you didn't make the money, technically, So
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, that's a different live stream.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate you asking that question and sticking around as long as you have for that, because I think you're paying attention.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's definitely in your best interest to have a business, and the LLC, EIN, C corp, S corp, nonprofit. That's down the road. Let's figure out which of these side hustles you're going to execute on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start making the money.
And then we worry about the corporate structure.
I see Javier's in here.
Oh.
He's gonna laugh at me because we talked about this the other day about how many people have businesses that don't make any money.
Yeah.
Let's make the money first, then let's figure out the whole business structure.
And I agree with you 100%. I want the income to come and pay the business, but a lot of people what type of structure or entity should I create before I start my business? Should it be an LLC? Should it be a partnership? Should it be C corp, S corp? All these other different. And I would, And while in one breath I'm saying yes, I want the income, I want the money to go to the business because there's a lot of benefits to that, right? You want that structure. However, me personally, because a lot of people will let that be a barrier for them starting, I would almost say do that after you made $500 or $1,000. You know, it's not too late. You can
Yeah.
do it anytime. So make the money first. You know, get it going first. That's
Yeah,
all I'm
make the
saying.
money first. I don't know how accurate these are. I'm just sharing these
Oh,
comments.
Tim Blake.
I'm just sharing these comments, but Tim Blake, $2, every $2 you make, SSI or the government will take a dollar away. And then Cheryl says here that you can work for 9 months before they kick you off of SSD.
Oh wow, she's dropping nuggets here. We're gonna have to look this up and see if we can get some actual SSA
Oh
.gov
yeah,
documents to support this.
yeah. But anyway, so I just got a few here, and like
Thank you
this is
guys.
just off the like top of the head, like just to throw some out here for you guys to think about. But again, these will have to be their own videos and go into detail. Um, but one of these, my wife actually does. Like she probably does this. She probably does this like 3 or 4 times a year, and it's sell clothes that we don't wear anymore.
Brilliant.
So we got a place over here. It's called Plato's Closet, and they buy clothes. And every now and then she'll go over there and she'll sell clothes like that, and she'll get some good money for it. But then you got to think about like where do you get the clothes from? Because there's people out there that's like, you know what, they're just I don't wear these anymore. I'm just going to give them away.
Hmm.
I mean, this is like a recycled clothing arbitrage. I'm going to use this word a few times at the end of this live
Brilliant.
stream here. But like, however you can get them,
Hmm.
legally, there are ways that you can sell them for more money.
Hmm.
Um, not just making more money, but spending less. Make changes to your energy bills. Make changes to your monthly expenses. Like I guess that should have been number one. Like that's the easiest one to do.
Hmm.
There's actually a channel that I watch on YouTube, and he goes through a ton of side hustles like every day. And he came up with one the other day that I had never heard of before, and it's called Rent a Friend.
Oh.
And it's like, wait, what? I think I actually had this idea when I was in high school or something, but literally, it's this website that it's called Rent a Friend, and you can find people in your area that have similar interests, and y'all can hang out, watch movies, play chess, Scrabble, shoot pool, whatever. It doesn't matter. But that's what I'm saying. Is like you can go on and put yourself on this website, and then if somebody needs a friend, you're going to make some money.
And there's a ton of antisocial people in this world, especially coming out of being locked down for so long, right? They need
Oh
a
yeah,
friend.
absolutely. We got on here Uber Eats. We got Uber Eats. We got Postmates. We got what was the other one?
DoorDash.
DoorDash. That's the other thing about this coming out of this pandemic. Like a lot of people aren't willing to come out like before.
Yeah.
So the need for food to be transported from the restaurant to the people is like growing in demand.
Right.
Like, I mean, most of the restaurant experiences aren't the same anyways. People don't even want to go.
Yeah.
Or there isn't. It's just not the same.
Hmm.
So like, do you have transportation?
Right.
Do you
Oh
have
man.
transportation to then go grab food and drop it off? Pick a peak time. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. Pick a peak time to turn the app on so that you can do this. It doesn't require any skill besides having a driver's license, valid insurance, and the ability to, read, I guess.
Let me piggyback on that one. You can also wrap your car. There's cars.
Oh yeah.
There's companies like Carver Ties, and there's another one. Again, I shared a video on this, so you can go look for it. Yeah, I'm sharing these different money making opportunities, but yeah, there's companies that will pay you to wrap your car because they're basically saying, "Hey, wrap your car with our business information on it, our logo, our website address." The phone number to the company, maybe the services or products that they offer. Hey, and as you're driving around town, they're benefiting from the exposure. They're getting more traffic, more boosting their revenue and their profits through exposure from you advertising there. So literally companies will pay you to wrap your car, and you can have your car wrapped while you're doing DoorDash and Uber Eats and the Postmates. You're getting paid twice.
Yeah.
You're driving anyway. Why not?
That's called multiple streams of income.
Multiple streams of income.
And I normally see it with like I went to Nuke's the other day to go eat, and this guy pulls up. He's doing the DoorDash
Mm-hmm.
deal. He pulls up. He's got an Uber tag in the front of his car. He's got a Lyft tag too. He's ready to go. He's picking
He's,
up food for Uber, and he's got the little billboard on the
oh
roof rack.
wow,
Like
genius.
that's the thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he turned his vehicle into a money making machine
Right.
of multiple streams of income, and whichever app dings first in his car, he's gonna go get that money.
And his car is a huge write off.
And
Talk about tax deductions and tax
oh shoot,
savings.
yeah. And it was a Corolla or something. It wasn't a crazy expensive car, so his
Mhm.
expenses weren't great
Mhm.
to run this operation.
Mhm.
But even if you didn't want to do that per se, if you have a vehicle that you could be without for a few hours or days,
Mhm.
Turo is an option.
Right.
Turo is an app where where you can put your car available for rent by other users on the platform.
So you're making money off of your car while you're not using it. Like, I mean, that's a win.
Yeah, and the way things are going now is like most people work from home anyway. Like the amount of travel that you have to do is limited. So
Mhm.
I mean, it's a really great opportunity to put the car up, especially if like you're near like an airport or something. Like that's a done deal.
Oh, absolutely.
Airbnb, and you mentioned this earlier.
Mhm.
Airbnb not just for like your whole house, but just a room or two.
Right. You know, a lot of people have, 3, 4 bedroom houses, 5 bedroom houses. If you don't need all your rooms, you could just list your house on Toro. What's the other one? It's not
VRBO.
right. Not Toro. Airbnb and VRBO.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You can rent a room. So, college students need a place to stay. They're generally, pretty well behaved. Maybe a mom just needs to stay somewhere. They don't need a whole big house. They don't necessarily want to rent an apartment. Um, they can just rent a room.
But then treat your Airbnb or your VRBO like a hotel treats their facility. Like, yo, you could upsell a meal.
Oh,
You could upsell, snacks and drinks. You could upsell all sorts of things. Like, it doesn't have to stop with just the rental. Like, you can upsell it
hmm,
through hospitality.
right.
I'm gonna go with. I'm actually gonna skip down to the Craigslist arbitrage. Like
Okay.
I said, I'm gonna use this word more than
Mhm.
once. But basically, this arbitrage is finding something somewhere for less. For buy low, sell high.
Right.
Can you find something on Craigslist that you can sell on Facebook? Can you find something on Facebook that you can sell on Amazon?
Right.
Can you find something on Amazon you can sell on Etsy? It all comes down to what can you buy it for?
Mhm.
Can you market it better?
Right.
Take a better picture, make a better ad. I know you've seen a lot of listings before for things for sale, and the photo was absolute trash. And the description, the title and description were even worse.
Mhm.
Can you do 10% better?
Yeah.
Buy it from this person with this terrible ad, get a discount on it, talk them down 25, 30%. You grab it, promote it better,
Clean it.
and make more money.
Hmm.
This is the Craigslist, Facebook, Amazon, Etsy arbitrage. Like just buy low, sell high. Like that's it. Let go. Even if it's let go,
Oh wow.
or
Let
even
go.
if it's let go and it's like something or next door. I think next door is the app.
Mhm.
And these things are like given away for free. You can still sell them.
Yeah.
You can still like honestly, there's things like for me, like I'm just gonna give it away. I want someone else to use it and I'm not going to, I like them to. But if they sell it, I don't care. I don't care. I just didn't want to go through the hassle of trying to sell it.
Hmm. Not to mention, people, you drive through some of the nice neighborhoods. Like a day before trash day. Some of these people would literally just they'll throw away stuff. There's nothing wrong with them that could be resold.
Somebody threw away a bike because the chain fell off.
Wow.
The chain didn't break; it just fell off.
Just reattach it.
Like I saw it, and it's like what? And it just threw the bike away because the chain fell off.
Wow.
Like you unbolt. This is like a little kid's bike. So you unbolt the wheel in the back, you slide it out, you put the chain back on, you slide it back, get the tension on it. It's good to go.
I gotta share this one. This guy, Javier Solarte, he says, I've seen in Europe, Airbnb, they sell the actual air inside the unit. It is ran off of a meter. Oh my God. I'm dead. I'm done.
Different levels of air quality too.
Yeah.
But additionally to everything else that we've listed here, one of the last things I have on here is ClickBank.
Yeah. So ClickBank, affiliate marketing all day long. I mean, like, look at a real estate agent. A real estate agent is nothing more than an affiliate marketer. They get a commission for, facilitating a sale. A seller has a house for sale. They don't have the ability to sell it on their own, so they hire a real estate agent. The real estate agent gets the word out about this house for sale. they earn a commission, thousands of dollars for selling a house that they don't own. And this is exactly what affiliate marketing is, where there you can go to ClickBank. There are hundreds or thousands of products on there that you don't own, but you just promote. And so they give you a personalized link that you can then put on your Facebook page or put on your Instagram or your YouTube channel or wherever you can share this link. And whenever people click your link and end up buying the product, you earn a commission. It costs you nothing to set up a ClickBank account, and you can join Facebook groups and promote. Well, it depends on the Facebook group, but the key is wherever you can share your link and get people to buy it, they will pay you a commission automatically. And depending upon where you put your link, this can easily become passive income where you posted it and you forgot it, and you're just getting paychecks coming into you every single month. So, ClickBank, affiliate marketing, excellent opportunity. Another remote work from home, passive income, online side hustle that you could do.
What was the other one? CJ?
Oh yeah, Commission Junction. So CJ, and there's several others. Like I named ClickBank just because it's probably one of the biggest ones and the oldest ones in terms of affiliate marketing resources. But yeah, there's Commission Junction, and I just drew a blank. I can't think of it. But just work with ClickBank.
Yeah.
Look up Commission Junction. That's all you need because there's enough there. There's literally has to be at least 1,000 different products that could be promoted that will all pay you a commission, and they're legitimate.
So I got to pull this up. This is Patricia Anderson. It says, I make jewelry, earrings, necklace, and bracelets and anklets, but I don't sell it. Got to get a business license. Can I do this from my house to make money? So, number one, sure, you can do it from your house to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And you could actually, if you wanted to, you could probably make money showing people how to do it.
Ooh.
Without ever actually having to do it.
Yeah.
Create a TikTok, create a YouTube channel, create an Instagram, Facebook, and just show people how to do it.
Right.
Now, don't let you getting a business license prevent you from selling these items, because I can go get a business license on Monday in about 45 minutes. So don't let that be the obstacle that prevents you from actually creating a business and making money, because that is the weakest obstacle I have seen in the last few days. Go get a business license.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, honestly, like for internet sales,
I don't even know if a business license is required.
exactly.
So,
Exactly. Again, this is for entertainment purposes.
Yeah,
only.
this is not legal advice. This is not legal counsel. We're not lawyers. But check with your local state representative. Maybe even I think they have free lawyers. Google that. You could actually. I think every state, or at least most cities or counties, have some kind of like free counsel. So check with whatever counsel, lawyer, or whatever, and validate. Do you even need a business license to operate that type of business? Because most people, and I used to think this too, most people think, well, I have a business, so I have to have a business license, and not always the case. So you guys do your homework and find out.
There you go.
Ron, I have done what you said in a video on doing websites for a side hustle, except I actually make the websites myself instead of outsourcing them. Pays well too. See, guys, man, what is his name? What is his name?
Vulcan 219.
Guys, I'm not making this stuff up. Man, guys, like, if y'all would just do half the stuff I've showed you, like, you'd be making money and you'd be like Vulcan, like, we'd be clapping for you too, because I want to see the community win. So, anyway, that's what's up, Vulcan. I'm very proud of you. And this is proof that this is real. So,
oh, look at this. Brilliant Reflection says you don't need a license to sell on Etsy or anywhere. Yeah, I mean, no lie. I mean, I've run a multi-million-dollar business for the last few years, and I have business licenses, because maybe sometimes I need to, but 90% of the time I've never been asked for a business license. So
yeah.
And let's see here. Most states it's
It's
not
like-
required.
As long as you're paying your taxes half the time, that's all that you need to be doing.
Oh yeah, and then the business license is like, oh, how much money do you think you're going to generate in revenue this year to pay us? It's such a joke.
And it's almost irrelevant, because it's like, look, this is year one. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to make any money.
Yeah. Like, what is this?
You have to pay me to get this license.
And then when you file your taxes, it's based on what you made. So why did you even ask me?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, I think we've covered it all for today. I want to thank everybody for being here. in liking the live stream video and commenting. For the 6 people who didn't like it, if you would comment and let us know the reasons why you didn't like it, I would appreciate it so we can try to improve this and get a 100% satisfaction rating. Thank you for everyone who has welcomed me again to Ron Yates' channel for the live stream. And thank you for everyone who's gone to check out my channel.
Link in the description down below.
Yes, link in the description. Are you prepared for this? I look forward to seeing you guys over there because I want to make sure you guys are prepared. Not just for what we got coming, but like just for future growth. Like we don't need to just like
prepare for negative
things.
things.
We don't need to just stay on track. We need to like improve.
Yeah.
Suggestions and ideas for the next live stream, we love to hear them. Mine include talking about timing the market. Basically, is now the right time to buy or should I wait?
Or should you sell?
Yeah, buy or sell. Is now the right time to move, to do anything? You know, I understand not everybody that we're talking to is, in the same financial situation. Mm-hmm. Some people do. Everybody's got their own thing going on. Mm-hmm. So we do need to cover all these bases and all these topics. Mm-hmm. And right now I'm seeing like a huge trend towards just wait. Things mm-hmm. will get better. Well, you know, if we were to look back 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, if you would have just waited, like when do you make the move? So that's kind of one of the things I want to touch on the next live stream. Mm-hmm. But I'd love to see what you guys have to say about that. If this is something you guys are interested in, or if maybe Ron should pick a different topic.
No, I mean, I love those topics, and I'd love to hear back from you guys if there's topics that you want us to cover that we didn't mention. So, and on top of that, you know, anything you want us to expand on, I'm up for that too. Vulcan, peace out to you too, man. I see you there.
Yeah.
Congratulations on making money online, making the websites. I'm proud of you, man.
And if anyone else has followed Ron's videos and taken advantage of the side hustles and passive income ideas, please comment on this live stream or any other video you feel like you want to comment on. And even if it's not his, if there's anything that you're doing that works, please share it. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, everybody can really use that. I think right now, more so than ever, everybody can use that encouragement of, hey, it's not always that bad and it can get better. And these things do work. Mm-hmm. You do need to work hard. You do need to apply yourself. I do know that there's somebody watching this live stream right now. He knows I'm talking to him, who believes what I'm saying mm-hmm. because it's true, it's real, it's 100%. So if you do have that positive feel-good story to share, please do.
And I think it has a lot to do with who you hang out with too, you know? Yes. Like if you hang out with people who are just everybody around you is negative, then your outlook on life is totally negative. But if you move yourself to some people who are just positive and trying, you know, there's common goals and you know the mindsets are the same, the progression, like you graduate together. Yeah. And there's no more of this negativity. It's more focused on opportunity. And you know, if as long as you don't quit, ultimately, in my opinion, success is inevitable. Yeah.
Yes, inevitable.
So yeah, do that.
All right. So before we go, because look, we gotta stop because if we keep going, you're gonna keep reminding me of things that I want to share.
Oh man,
I'm gonna put this picture up because,
and I hope they can see it because you know when you show your phone, sometimes it like whites out the screen.
Hopefully y'all can see it. I'll put it up. If it doesn't show up, we'll put it in the community post later on Ron's channel. I'll put it on. I can't put it on mine yet. I'll put it on Ron's channel. Mm-hmm. This is actually from Hustle Bitch because
shout out to the Hustle Bitch.
Yeah, because I think he's cool as shit and his videos were funny as hell, but he's not making them anymore. I'm not 100% sure why.
And his channel was awesome.
Yeah, like, seriously. Yeah, and his kitchen was just dope.
And I love the cereal boxes.
Yes, but this picture, I saw it on his channel as I was looking.
Cool. You can see it a little bit.
And this is what Ron's talking about. Let's do a plug. This is a Sony ZV-1. So this Sony ZV-1 has something called Product Showcase, which allows this to happen where you can put these images up close and it like focuses on them pretty well. I love this camera.
Wow.
But really so good. Hustle Bitch posted this on his community. I also saw it on his Instagram as well.
Wait, you didn't like his post? You got to like his post, man.
I don't think I'm logged in on this one.
Okay.
But yeah, this one has ads showing. I was trying to see how many ads, but this is the difference of hanging out with like-minded people who want to see you succeed, and the difference of hanging out with people who are only about the negative. You take the failures and you use them to build steps to climb up to the top, versus letting them weigh down in your head and preventing you from moving forward and actually and actually seeing success. So I wanted you guys to see that.
That's a brilliant picture. I love that. So, guys, I hope you guys feel informed, motivated, and if you are feeling motivated, I hope that you don't let this live stream end and it just stops there. Take some action. One thing I always learned is, whenever I felt good about something, whenever I thought of an idea, take some immediate action. Write it down, research it, and take some action and build that momentum, and you'll keep building it, and before you know it, some good things will happen for you.
Yeah, and jump on the Patreon too. If anyone seriously is interested in doing more, learning more, advancing, growing their business, starting a business, or anything like that, I'm not on it all the time, but I know Ron will be on it, and we will probably look at it together and just try to like address some of these things to help people out. I personally really like helping people succeed and seeing them get beyond where they were before.
This guy is not lying.
Into things that they thought that weren't even possible. So for the few of you that are still here, that are actually listening, that actually want to do something, check it out. And I'm looking forward to talking to you more.
All right. One last shout out to Zigzag. Let me see. Zigzag, see, man. That's how far I've come in life. I've built my empire on the failures. Let me share this one. Zigzag says, see, man, that's how I've come so far. I'm kind of cleaning it up for him. Come so far since I changed my life around. I've built my empire on the failures of my past, and now I can officially say I've managed to build. How do I scroll down? I can't see the rest of the message.
Let's see if this will. Oh, it's right there, I think. No, that's a different one.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. The point is Zigzag is essentially saying, sorry, Zigzag, I couldn't see the whole comment, but he's essentially saying that he's built off of the failures and he has built, it looks like possibly a business or something. I can't see the whole message, but he didn't let the failures weigh him down. He leveled up off of the failures. So that's what's up. Oh, wait, he left another comment. Years of wasted time. Oh, so he says, build and make
made up for 10 years.
There we go. Made up for 10 years
in less than 3.
Wow. See, guys, man, like Zigzag, that is definitely what's up.
And you know what, Zigzag, did you do that with help or did you do it on your own? Because if you did it on your own, that makes perfect sense. If you're doing it with help, with a team, with a support group, with friends, and a network that actually want to see you succeed, you can take that 3 years down to 1.
Yep.
I promise you.
Yep. So shout out to Javier Solarte. I see you there. Big key, a big support team and system helps. Absolutely. This live stream is great. Thank you, Molo Caleb or KDB. Were there more that you wanted to comment on?
I want to hit them all, but
I know.
But we'll be here forever, and I do appreciate you all. And your response to this live stream will determine whether or not, if you guys like it, we'll do more. So let us know.
Absolutely. So I hope you guys appreciated this. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you. Good night.